Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us. This is Atlantic Television Network, and the program is Press Roundtable. It's a convergence of media practitioners that set news and current affairs to provide the right balance. So today on Press Roundtable, we shall be looking at stories. First of all, we are going to look at aviation, what is happening in aviation first. Aviation Minister suspends operations of Dana Airline amid safety concerns. That's the minister suspend operations. And then child abuse. Engineer backs life imprisonment for raping minor on Children's Day. And on alleged fraud, anti-graft war turns Nollywood drama as EFCC goes after Yahaya Bello. Now on education, we have suspended UNN lecturer in custody for alleged sexual harassment.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Legally, that is amazing.
Honorable
you human
on the point of order.
Honorable
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
What really took place yesterday, the crash in the Dana Airline yesterday morning, so the minister says he's going to ground it. There is going to be a comprehensive audit. And remember, like we said in 2018, 2017, thereabout, there was a crash that the left wing fell off on the fence,
yes.
and it was a whole lot of disaster in the country. And this time again, it happened, and it happened yesterday. Like I told you a story of how one Port Harcourt-based pastor who is a very was sensing that something is wrong in the airline, but he prayed and prayed and prayed that God should not avert, that God should avert it, let nothing happen in that airline. So when he boarded, and proper for them to now start checking out the audit before investigation, or while they are carrying out the investigation, they also have to do the audit and check the audit. While audits include the maintenance procedures, ensuring that there is proper safety, because we are talking about lives, we're talking about individuals, you know. So do you think that the investigation will come before the audit, or the audit should come before the investigation, or the both of them are simultaneously?
All right, so first of all, I feel like no stone should be left unturned.
Okay.
So audit, investigation, whichever comes first, in no order, but at least they should do these things. These things should be done. Okay, so, and then shutting down the operations of Dana Airlines, I feel like that's a very good move too, because
exactly.
So if it keeps going on, I don't know. Next time it might be much more, you know,
on a very large scale.
You know, so I think shutting down the operations of this airline for audit and investigation is a very good move. It's a very good move.
Yeah, I think it's not just only a very good move, because it's a very good move. It is quite commendable on their part, on the minister's part, Ekeyamo, because for him, he said, let them suspend every operation. Dana has already gotten a very bad name, you know, because to me, I wouldn't want to, you know.
I personally,
I don't know.
I would not want to use that airline because too many stories.
Yeah, too many stories, because
Incidents.
what really, that incident that took place in 2018 is also affecting so many. I think everybody, your mind will just jump inside of your story.
And, you know, there have been discoveries that should determine the next act.
And as a matter of fact, not just only because safety, yes, human life is involved, human life is actually involved, and everybody should be very concerned about safety of individuals. You know, it should be a priority when it comes to aviation. But at the same time, we know that we have revenue accruing from that. We have revenue, you know, and so it's going to also inversely affect the economy.
Yes, of course.
Because the money they have to, you know, pay to the government and all of that, the taxes and all of that, will all be gone.
Yeah.
So that means they are really not contributing to the growth of Nigeria. The growth of the economy is now stunted.
Yeah.
You get the point.
I
now?
Definitely get your point, of course.
So what do you think? I think is going to affect them.
It will.
Yeah, it's going to affect them.
Because
the Nigerian economy.
I mean, putting your business on a hold, even for one day, you're going to lose a lot. So we don't know how long this suspension will go on for. So it's definitely going to tell on the airlines, you know, accounts and all of that. But then again, I feel like these checks and everything should be carried out on all airlines, not just Dana Airlines. These checks should be done regularly. You don't just do it all because there's an incident today, and then it should be done regularly with all airlines.
Yes, in respect to all airlines, yes. Because once it's done, I think it's going to save a whole lot. It's going to save money, not just only money, but safety, yes. You know, and you know also
the priority of the airlines should be the safety of
individual
passengers on board. So yes, these checks should be done regularly on all airlines. On all airlines. This should be a wake-up call for the aviation ministry. Yeah.
Exactly. I think this is really going to, you know, is really a wake-up call, like you said, and to all the airlines, to all the aircraft, because they need to do something about it. If nothing is being done, we wouldn't want to hear this kind of stories, exactly. You know, coming from like AirPeace. I love AirPeace. You know, AirPeace. What do they call them again? Eric and all of that, yes. And the rest of that. So all the whole airlines. I think FEC is now flying to London.
Yes, Lagos to London.
Now, right?
Yes.
Recently. Okay, imagine that this happened in London. Would they accept them again in London? Would they want them to?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That would have been very, very, very
disastrous. Yes.
Considering the fact that they just kicked off this Lagos to London trip.
I think it's going to make them to really wake up, in order to make sure that, to prevent this from happening.
Yes.
All right, let's go to another story. Justice Raman Oshodi of an Ikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court on yesterday, convicted and sentenced a 32-year-old software engineer, Chukudi Anyanwu, who had 2021 to life imprisonment. The judge, while delivering the judgment, held that the prosecution was able to prove the ingredient of defilement of a minor against Anyanwu. He held that the evidence of the survivor was corroborated by the medical report and that of her guardian. The name was withheld anyway. The judge disregarded the testimonies of 2 police officers, ASP Iyabo Dawodu with AP number 055567 and Inspector Rebecca Oshola Jacob, who were listed on the prosecution witness list, saying they gave witness evidence for the defense instead of the prosecution, which showed that their testimonies were tainted. Justice Oshodi also held that the alibi and the issue of extortion, which the convict relied on, did not hold water. According to him, the evidence presented in court against the convict had shown that he took advantage of the vulnerable 13-year-old girl who was living in the same compound as him. He said the convict exploited his position of familiarity and authority to lure the survivor into his room on Children's Day 2021 and subjected her to the harrowing ordeal of sexual abuse. The judge also said the convict action had undoubtedly inflicted deep psychological wounds that might take a lifetime to heal. You have shown a troubling lack of integrity and remorse throughout the proceedings, and when you were confronted by the victim's guardian about the heinous acts they told him, you initially denied any wrongdoing. However, when the young brave victim repeated the details of your abuse and your presence, you resorted to begging for forgiveness, claiming it was a work of the devil. This attempt to evade responsibility and downplay the severity of your action is reprehensible, the judge is telling the suspect. The judge observed that even more concerning was that the convict expressed his intention to bribe the police to suppress the case and protect his reputation. This blatant disregard for the law and attempt to pervert the course of justice is a serious aggravating factor that cannot be overlooked, Oshodi said. The judge further held that the impact of the convict's actions on the survivor could not be overstated, as he had robbed her of her innocence, shattered her trust, and left her with deep emotional scars. It said that the court must ensure that justice was served and that society received a clear message that such reprehensible act would not be tolerated. He said, I hope this sentence brings some measure of closure and helps her on the path of healing. In line with the severe nature of the offense, the breach of trust involved happened, sentencing him. Looking at the totality of the circumstances surrounding the rape of this minor, a 13-year-old child, a 13-year-old minor, on the Children's Day it happened. Well, this is quite disheartening. It's quite disheartening. As a mother, I am. I can feel. Though I don't.
It is a very, very heinous act. And in this case, a 13-year-old, it is. I can't even imagine what this child is going through at the moment. This is a lifetime. It's going to have a lifetime impact on her. So, the punishment meted out on the defendant is a good one. I think if there's maybe life imprisonment is just not okay. If they can say double life imprisonment, that would be great.
Or die by hanging. Or just like, because I am robbers, and then yeah, Andrew.
I wouldn't say death by hanging because
or like a
no
murder
life was
case.
taken. But
okay, no life was taken. Yes,
but,
so it shouldn't be like it shouldn't be treated like a murder case.
Yes.
But if there's anything like doubling the life imprisonment,
yes,
he should
please.
bag that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like that to happen if they can give him, if I triple the life imprisonment, that would be very great, because I mean, a child.
Yeah, a minor for that matter.
Doesn't make any sense. There's no excuse for that. I mean, he said it was the devil. There's no excuse for that because he's an adult. He driving force, no other spiritual driving force or anything. It is all in his mind. Officers of the law. I mean, come on, that's a very, 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 very great offense. So he should still be punished for that.
Now, but let's come to think about the parents. What role do you think that parents, though you're still should I say teenage? You're no longer, you're an adult now.
Not a teen.
Of course, you're not adult, a teen. Quite vibrant, and you're abreast of what is happening in the society. Very, very very good work to do on their children.
Okay, first of all, you can never be too careful. But at the same time, the parents, they should have, they should look at their children really well, be very free with their children, be open to have these conversations. All alone.
But let's look at it this way. The man has already gotten familiarized with the environment and the family.
This is where you talk to your children. Oh, this uncle is too familiar with you.
Not just an uncle. Like an uncle should be an uncle, but overtures.
Yes.
Or, and another thing, come from the parents' side. Some parents like provocative clothes, putting their children, they are minor. Someone is 13. I've seen a girl who the mother put on something, a very skimpy skirt, like this, very, very skimpy. And I was wondering why the mother would dress the child like that. And this child has a body of an adult. Then you don't know who is a rapist because it's not written on the face. Now, such a child is already exposed, is exposed to danger. The person going out and coming in should be very necessary. Awesome. And you don't even you're not even supposed to subject your children to be too familiar with the neighbors.
Yes.
Because they are minors. Something can happen. For as long as you have a child who is minor, yes, underage, 13, 10.
Not just neighbors, family members do these things too.
Oh, okay,
yes. We've seen cases where family members.
Like incest?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They do these things. So I think you should be able, or parents should be able to have these.
Correct. Yeah. Whether the person is putting on, is nude, you're not supposed to also tamper with the individual's privacy or nudity, whatever. You're nothing, whether the person dresses very well or the individual did not dress well. It is your responsibility to hold yourself and then know what to do, what is legal and what is not legal. If you're not married, you can't get married. And if you can just hold yourself, and I think go through rehabilitation and all of that, and then know why, what really prompted them. Why? What could be their reason, so that then those authorities will now dish it out to the public. Will now know, okay, this is what we have to do, this is what is the reason. What really prompted this person to engage in rape and all of that. Well, I think we've really talked about this particular issue of child abuse. It's a very serious case because a minor is involved. If it is your child, you're going to feel very bad. Because if it's my child, I'm also going to feel very bad. It's heartbreaking to know that a child, a minor, has to pass through, that psychological trauma. It's quite
only on ATN.
Illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable,
You human
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people. All of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they blow.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
That's what we're talking about right now. Is a press roundtable on Atlantic Television Network. All right, let's look at another stories in the past few days. The nation has been riveted by the altercation between the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and ex-Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. The incident, which occurred at his residence on Bengaza Street, Wuse Zone 4, Abuja, was like a Nollywood thriller with the security operatives and Bello making strategic moves not appeared in court to date. Following his alleged refusal to honor the commission summons and having reportedly tracked him to his Abuja residence, halls of EFCC operatives on April 18 besieged Bengaza Street, Wuse to apprehend Bello, sealing up the air. His successor, Governor Usman Ododo, who visited the government house in Lokoja. Okay, that's it. Let's look at the stories. This is alleged fraud. And so we are talking about now the anti-graft war turns Nollywood drama as the EFCC, goes after Yahaya Bello. Yesterday, this is a follow-up stories.
Situation.
Yes,
I mean,
of course.
Evading arrest and all of that, saying you're scared because of arrest. And then, I also think that he should be punished for evasion of arrest too. He should be punished for that. Because if you're not guilty, I mean, why not show up to the right authorities, follow up on the investigations and all of that, and clear your name? Why not do that? Why are you running? Why are you scared? So I feel like if there's no...
Actually talking about this Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, we talked about the Bello and the EFCC. Actually, what was really going on there, I think this is really perturbing to our society, and it's going to give us a very, very bad image. Suspended lecturer with the University of Nigeria, Mr. Mfonombong, who was caught in a video allegedly harassing a female student in his office. The management of the university had, in a statement on Tuesday, announced the indefinite suspension of the lecturer. Now, did you get that? They have now, that's a lecturer. That's a lecturer. Everything, this thing is in the media, is really in the media. But now they said they have really, suspended him indefinitely, and as we